Well, hey folks. HarleyDayRider back at you once again, your good old friend HDR. And if you're new to the channel, we're out here on the lovely 2018 Road Glide Ultra. And also, if you're new, then welcome to the channel. And I hope you enjoy what you're watching, and I hope that you would go ahead and click that little subscribe button. Let's go ahead and get started with this video. So as the title, I'm surely just gave it away, right? Titles always kind of give the video away, or the thumbnail now. The thumbnail tells the story. Well, the story today is, many of you know, just been following my channel, that I just put new Legend Revo A's on the motorcycle. Today is the first day, the first test ride with these new shocks on the bike. And I thought what I would do is bring it out to one of the bumpiest roads that I could possibly think of. This happens to be Route 18 going out of Hickory, Pennsylvania, or Mount Pleasant, Pennsylvania. And I'm going in towards Washington, PA. Now, I can honestly tell you that last little bump right there, I mean, I still, you know, felt that little jolt. Now, I can tell you that I have the shocks set right now for 2-up riding, just to see, you know, where they would be if I would leave them at that setting. So probably to get an honest opinion, I'm probably going to have to come back out another day and readjust these shocks for solar riding. But I wanted to come out here today just to ride this Route 18 to kind of get a feel for the shocks and to feel, you know, how they're going to do on these different little bumps here. And again, like I said, it's set up for 2-up riding, so it's probably a little stiffer because I don't have Miss Sena on the back of the bike right now, so where the adjustment would make sense. Now, the overall adjustments I have it set at right now is 6 turns counterclockwise. 6 turns counterclockwise. So it's leaving more of the spring open naturally for 2-up riders, so we get that 12-inch sag setting, right? So that's kind of where it's sitting at. But I wanted to take a nice little ride here, get an idea of the shocks themselves, and it's not going to be a traditional motovlog. I don't think I'm going to talk the whole, you know, 10 minutes here or 12 minutes. What I'm going to do is I wanted to bring you in here to show you where I'm starting out at. And then as I take this ride, I'm going to come back in and fill you in with what I'm thinking. Now, I can tell you, and you know, a lot of you guys are going to say, it's because you just spent all that money and you're claiming it's better. But it has nothing to do with what I spent. I mean, I spent it because I thought, you know, the value was there. But I can tell you already, in hanging like around a corner on the bike itself, it just feels a lot better. And I don't know how to explain that, but it's not tight, it's not bouncy, it's not springy. It just feels like each shock now is working very much independently, like they should be, right? We've seen the stock shocks, one's a spring shock on the right side of your bike, and the left side one has an adjustment. Well, somebody's selling their bike here. Oh, what the heck? That's a really nice looking Harley. So yeah, so the other ones were not working really independently as much as one side, you know, a set of, you know, you create a setting on the shock, and the other side is very much, it's getting really dark out here. This is really starting to make me wonder if it's going to rain on me. Wasn't supposed to rain till later tonight, but we know how weathermen lie, right? We know what they think and how they think. But yeah, but cornering, I feel it's a lot better in cornering. I mean, you could really feel it laying into the corners very independently of each shock. Alright, so as I said, I'm going to cut out here. I'm just going to motivate along here, enjoy the ride, kind of get a feel for it to see like how I would explain it to you a little better. And we'll come back to give you my honest opinion as, is it new shocks, is it worth the money? Alright, I'll bring you back in here and we'll talk about this a little bit here after I get a few more miles under my butt with these shocks. So I'll, for you, it'll be like an instant. For me, It's going to be a little bit of a ride if I don't get wet. And it's raining. It's raining already. All right, we'll see you. Okay, so coming the rest of the way down 18, things felt really, really good. Now, I was told that these new shocks, you're going to have to get about 100 miles on them just to kind of, you know, get the springs to start springing and get it kind of loosened up a little bit. I hit a couple of the, they're not potholes. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not out intentionally hitting potholes. As much as maybe speed barriers or something, or I don't know what they really are going down 18, but anybody that's ever ridden Route 18 knows what I'm talking about. It's one bumpy road, so you normally you ride it on the right side. You stay away from the, you know, the little tar bumps or whatever they are. But like in these twisties here, when you're coming in here and you're leaning your bike in, you could definitely feel a difference of those shocks actually moving back and forth. Now, again, it could be all just very much in my head, right? Because I know I put new shocks on the bike, but I really feel that this motorcycle is much more responsive to my leaning angles, and I think it's doing a really, really good job balancing itself out. So, you know, but that's on my opinion. So where I'm going now is I'm going to Route 844, and I'll be going out of Wolfdale, okay, Wolfdale in Washington, PA, and I'm going to be heading towards Avella. Okay, that's where I'm heading out towards now. So let me go ahead and get a little bit of that ride in out there. I'll bring you in out there because there's a lot of cool little twists and bends out there. It's just a really nice road. So let me bring you back in on that just to give you another feel for kind of, or my take on how these shocks are doing. Alright, you can see there, this is West 844 going from Washington, PA out of Wolfdale, and this will take you all the way into West Virginia. It's just a fun little road to ride. I'm in 5th gear, just kind of cruising along this little 2-lane road here. And I've been trying to lay the bike into the corners as much as possible just to see how that back end reacts. Now, people will tell you, and people have told me on the comments already, is HDR, you got to do the front shocks, not you did the back, okay? I just put a ton of the financing in the back, so I'm going to have to recoup from that first, but maybe at one point, and I get the picture, right? I get the picture. Have a full set of front and rear shocks on your bike, and I understand that. It makes perfectly good sense to me. Check this one out. $70, $80. All right. See, you can lay right in this corner. I mean, you don't feel like the bike's pulling either way. I mean, it wants to hit that corner tight now, so that's cool. Now, let me tell you what Chad told me when we were putting these shocks on. Now, you've seen Chad probably in the last video. He said, you know, you're probably gonna want to smack me for this one. I said, Chad, I can't do that, dude. You're like my head mechanic here, coming out and help me out. The Revo A's, okay, is what I bought now. And the Revo A's is kind of, I don't know, is it the holy grail of legends? I don't know. But anyway, a lot of people recommend them. A lot of people want to buy them, right? Now, here's the truth, all right? I'm going to give you the truth of this because nobody told me this when I bought these. If you watch the Legend YouTube videos, check his bend out, man. If I lay it down too sharp here, I'm in trouble because I'll be right in the guardrail. But anyway, check out the Legend YouTube videos. They'll tell you the Legend Revo A's, and anybody that owns these, when you put them on, the adjustment for the rebound adjustment, okay, so it goes from 1 to, I believe, 7, or 1 to 7, I think. Anyway, I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. Now, on the Legend website or on Legend YouTube videos, they will tell you, for you know, comfort range, most people set these things to 3. Okay, even for 2-up riding or solar riding, or even when you have luggage, most people set these things for 3. Now, here's the true fact. Okay, I'm going to help you. I'm going to save you some money, unless you really want the Revo A's and you want to join the Revo A club here or whatever. But if I would have known this, I probably would have saved some money myself. So you could buy the standard Revos, okay, without that knob on it. Now listen, The Revos are pre-adjusted in there, in that cylinder, in that rebound to 3, okay, to number 3. So you can't turn it like the Revo A. You can adjust it a little bit if you want to have a faster rebound or a slower rebound, or so I get that. But you're going to save yourself about 300 bucks. So you're going to save about $300 just buying the straight Legend Revos. And you know, I guess there'll be less adjustments for that, you know, because you're not worried about the rebound timing or the rebound pressure or whatever you want to call it. So that's the only thing you don't get. It's the exact same shock, folks. The exact same shock, the Revos, as the Revo A, without, again, the little knob, which is pretty much, mine's set to 3 right now, and it feels pretty comfortable. It's not springing me up fast. It's not taking me too slow. It seems to be rebounding really, really nicely. So there, that is a true fact for you. You know, I don't tell people to spend money because, like, I spend it, now you should spend it too. I don't believe in that. You know what I mean? But, you know, if I can save a buck or help you save a buck, man, that's my tip for you. Just buy the straight Revos. You're still going to adjust preload or adjust sag on the shocks, but hey, save a little money. All right, let me take a little bit longer ride here. We're gonna bring you back in. All right, folks, now I turned off 844, and I'm on 221. 221 crosses between well, it's a pretty good ride here, but it crosses between 844 in Independence Township, and I'm going back towards my house in Burgettstown, Pennsylvania. Now, here's one thing I could tell you now, and I'm being perfectly honest. Some of the little bumps I hit, it feels like, and it could be because it's set for 2-up, but it feels a little stiff. All right, and plus they're new. I mean, they got to get broke in. I'm sure that's part of it. So I'm not by any means saying that's a no-go. I'm just telling you what to expect when you're putting you know, brand new shocks on your motorcycle. That it might not be that limousine kind of ride you're looking for right away, and I'm not. We've had a few people comment, you know, if you're going to build an SUV, buy an SUV, and that's not what I'm doing here. I'm building comfort. We take us on vacations. We take us bike on long vacations, long touring vacations. Usually myself and Miss HDR are out every summer for at least 2 weeks on the road, and you know, we want it to be as comfortable as we can make it. And I wouldn't take I got 2 SUVs. I wouldn't take the SUVs. So, but I can tell you this: any of the little bumps and stuff I hit, my back wasn't jarred. And I'm telling you what, my back used to get jarred a lot. And you can argue that all day long and say, no, the stock shocks are fine. And I would agree with you. We ran them since 2018 to now, which is 2022. And we put thousands of miles on those stock shocks. But I can tell you that my back is not getting jarred like the stock shocks would do on this particular ride. And that's why I wanted to take this ride, because I know these roads really well, and I know how they felt in the past. So I wanted to compare it with how they feel today. So that's why I brought you out here on these roads. See, this will take me back over to 50 this way. I think I passed these guys before. Just some nice back roads to cruise around. Like you can see, there's a bump right there, but that back end's not jarring me anymore. It used to be like, oh, and you would feel it to the point where I used to actually, when I was riding even with my daughter, she would always get mad because I would see the bump coming up, and I would do a little stand up. I don't feel like I have to stand up anymore. I feel like the bike is going to be fine under me, and I'm not going to have a problem. So, all right. So there was my tip about the Revos versus the Revo A's. Okay, so I mean, take your pick. You want to save 300 bucks, you know? I don't know, find somebody that has the Revo A's on, take it out and see what you think. I mean, maybe you think the 3 damper is good, or whatever that's called, damper, rebound, or whatever we want to call that. But I can tell you what though, man, the handling of this bike is way different, man. Night and day different. Oh, mama. Alright. Steel plate. That must be the steel plate ahead. They weren't lying. So the bottom line, let me see. I don't know how long this video is here, but I don't want to make it any longer. So the bottom line is, new shocks, worth it? I would have to say, for my circumstances, for what I bought, for what I felt right now on this first run, I would say yes. I would say yes, it is worth it. I mean, it is a different handling motorcycle, man. It just, I think it's even more confident in the bench. You can feel the confidence as you're going in. And I know you guys will be like, oh, I ride all the time, I got confidence. And I get it, believe me. I'm not saying this to be negative, I'm just saying this to be me. But yeah, man, just being able to hug those bends is like amazing. How this that back end feels now. You just lay it in there, you know? Just drop it in. So, all right. But anyway, so I would have to say, yes, it's a thumbs up. It's a good upgrade, man. I mean, anybody out there been thinking about suspension, saying I don't know, and that was me, guys. That was me. Ask Miss Sure, man. I would lose sleep over spending that kind of money on something like that, you know. But it is, everything everybody says about it, they say it's worth it, and it is worth the money. Just to now, I still want to take another like, the weather is breaking, so maybe Friday, you know, or I don't usually date these videos, but maybe this weekend I'll get off for a nice long ride, and I would really like to get Mrs. HGR out there and get her take on it, to see if it feels better for her. You know, that's a big reason why I did this, was her back getting bounced around on the back of the bike. So, but anyway, that's enough for that. So thank you so much for watching this video, and as I said, it is a thumbs up from me. I would say go ahead and order whatever suspension. Any suspension you buy is going to be better than the stock suspension that you have on there. And there's a lot of different suspensions out there, guys. These were not, these were something I bought. This is not something the company called me and like, hey, put these on and talk about them. And so there's a lot of price points out there. There's a lot of comparisons. Do your homework. Go back a couple videos ago and I talked about all different shocks. I gave you pictures of them. I did a bunch of research on it. So, you know, and then make your decision. Make your choice, you know. But anything you buy, guys, is going to be better than stock. Alright, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that it helped you. And, you know, that's all I try to do on my videos, is try to give you a positive outlook of what I believe and what I feel. But so far on this first ride, I'm feeling pretty comfortable with it. I think they're really, really nice. So, take care, everybody. Remember, ride your own ride. Be safe out there, huh? HarleyDayRider, be down and out. In the little town of Studa. Studa. I think it's S-T-U-D-A. I think it's on this sign up here. Let's see if it's on this sign right here. I think it's on this bar sign, right? Right. Oh, no, wait. Studa. Studa's up. This is Cedar Grove. Cedar Grove. And then Studa's like this next little village right up here. So, yeah, Cedar Grove Park. This is Cedar Grove. So, look on the map. Look on the map. You'll see Avella. I'm pretty sure it's Studa, Cedar Grove, and then Cross Creek. All right, everybody. Thanks. I'll see you, man. Sorry I made this long. Got to go. Take care. Bye.